Am I audible? Hello.
Yes, you're audible.
Okay. So we are going to start today's lecture. Today's lecture is on literature searches using advanced search options. So this lecture will be delivered by Nilima ma'am. She is assistant librarian and information officer in the main library PGIMEA. So we are going to start now.
A very good afternoon to all of you. This side, I'm Nilima. Going to take up, an uprising of the literature searching strategies, mainly using the, various databases that are actually required for your evidence-based practice, plus your free databases, various free databases that are there, and how you will use the Boolean operators while framing your search strategy. So my main session objectives are to familiarize you with various medical databases, free as well as subscribed, along with the unpublished literature. That as we call it as gray literature. And then we have the open access search engines, then building of search strategy with Boolean operators, making use of standardized terminology, and finally you will evaluate whether your hits, your searches come out to be relevant or are they irrelevant. So then the various steps coming over to the final this thing that we as librarians or library information officers are actually providing you all with the information that you require. Since here in our institute, PGI, medical professionals, that is the doctors, the researchers, they seem to be too busy and they want their information right on their desk. So due to their time constraints, they prefer to obtain information from resources which are convenient to use and easy to use and are reliable. So irrespective of whatever your purpose of literature search is, whether it is for article writing, your evidence-based practice, your literature reviews, writing for thesis, PhD, research proposals, or maybe for your teaching purposes, your paper publishing purposes. So generally the queries that come in mind are how do we begin our search? Because generally the new entrants, the freshers, they basically find it difficult to actually start their searches. How do we do the search? Is it right? Just simply writing or entering your search terms in natural language will give you the answers like we do it as in Google search, or is it that we need to go somewhere in particular to find your right answers in the minimum possible time? So where and how we get information. So where do we start initially? For point of care treatment, we have few databases called UpToDate, Dynamed, eMedicine. So UpToDate is on Lippincott platform. Dynamed, as I've written, is on EBSCO platform. These are subscribed databases. And nowadays, recent databases come up, especially for the pediatricians. Like we have UpToDate point of care treatment, like while taking rounds, you are messed up somewhere while taking rounds and you are confused as to what sort of treatment needs to be given or something. So UpToDate caters to that. So we have pediatric care online also now, especially for the pediatricians. So for drugs related queries, we have Micromedics, Embase, lexicon.online, .gov, clinical trials, ICMR, National Institute of Medical Statistics. On this platform, you can get this clinical trials. So we have for extensive reviews, we have Cochrane Library for Evidence-Based Medicine, which is available at Wiley platform. And for gray literature, we have Embase. Gray literature is unpublished data actually. So generally this unpublished data is found in conference proceedings, which is not publicly published, So it remains only to a limited crowd. So conference proceedings and your this Embase database includes conference proceedings or Web of Science. Then you have PsychoInfo, Agricola, Cochrane. These are the few databases that cover the grey literature, the unpublished literature. So continuing with the clinical trials, we have these various sites. You can just note down these various sites which will give you the clinical trials. You can register onto them. For as regards Indian, this thing is concerned, we have Indian CTRI.nic.in clinical trials, which are in India. You can register yourself in this site at this doing. Conducting any and you want to get them registered. So, and for everything else, you start with PubMed all the time. Am I audible, please? Am I audible? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. So, continuing, in case you have any query, you can just interrupt in between and I hope to solve out your problems simultaneously. So not a problem, right? So continuing with the evidence-based medicine practice databases, we have few free databases and few paid. So Cochrane Library earlier was a free database because ICMR was subscribing to it, but now it is a paid database because it is available on Wiley platform, and the institutes have to purchase this database for writing the reviews and even accessing the reviews. And then we have PubMed clinical queries and clinical trials and systematic reviews, all published at PubMed, which is freely accessible. And this is available. This is available at PubMed platform. PubMed is a search engine, freely accessible search engine, through which you have these clinical queries, clinical trials, and systematic reviews available. Then we have TRIP, which means turning research into practice. It's a one-time registration, and you can have access to all your latest information related to your interest. So ResearchGate is yet another one-time registration, and it is again a platform where all the research scholars or all the learned people, authors, can exchange their, you upload your articles, and even on request you get them if you have a mail ID and it's especially a platform for all the learned and scholarly people. So next is National Guidelines Clearinghouse website, as we call, is available at American Health Research Queries platform. And we have another paid number of databases, which is BMJ evidence-based, UpToDate, Ovid, MD, Nursing Ovid, Embase, Sinhal. These are various other databases which are paid, and the institute has to subscribe to them. So just to just an extension of a screenshot of a database, JBI database of systematic reviews, and this is actually available at Lippincotts Nursing Center. It's available on Lippincott platform. It is actually a library, Joan Briggs Institute Library, UK, actually, is publishing this database. It's called JBI Database of Systematic Reviews and Implementation Reports Journal. So this is actually available on Wolters Kluwer platform. So it's again a subscribed one. And the content is indexed in Embase, Scopus, Mosby's Index, Elsevier, and Sinhal, publication of Sinhal, which is published by EBSCO. So searching just simplifying things and clarifying for all those. In general terms, we say searching the different databases is necessary for writing systematic reviews. And to name and to begin with, we have PubMed, Medline all the time, Embase, Ovid, Medline, Cochrane Library, clinical trials. LAC database is yet another database, which is the full form of which is Latin American and Caribbean Health Sciences. You can have access to this also for your reviews. Another databases that may help you and complement your searches. If you if you want subject specialized databases, you have Biosys. Synhal is for the nursing people, which is known as cumulative index to nursing and health literature. Then we have Web of Science, which gives you the journal citation index as well as your author citation index. So this is also very useful database for knowing your citations and your journal citations to which you are to publish your article. It tells you the journal citation index, the impact factors as you call it. So enhancing and complementing your systematic and medical related, there are other, we say interdisciplinary databases are also found when you are working on not only the allopathic medicines, your alternative medicines also sometimes you're working with along with the alternative medicines. So we have these few databases which will complement and enhance your searches if you are working in interdisciplinary, that will cater to the needs. So we have complementary and alternative medicine resource guide, naming a few are these, like allied and complementary medicine, natural medicines. PubMed has this CAM, limited to CAM resources. Then you have Medline Plus database, Medline via Ovid. Cochrane database also covers your alternative medicines. You have Agricola also covering your alternative this thing. And there are a few other, Dr. Duke's phytochemical and ethnobotanical database. So it depends which field you are specializing in and which field you need. So you can always take the help of these databases. Along with this, we have subject specialized databases also. Econ, then you have 3I Impact Evaluation Repository, which is actually standing for International Initiative for Impact Evaluation, which is an index to the published impact evaluations of development interventions. It's a repository of approximately 2,600 articles and studies as a database for evidence of what works in international development in low and middle income countries. So there are few, you can just note down. Coming over to the systematic searching for studies, we have different types of sources which you need to search. Electronic sources, which covers all your databases, your electronic libraries through the internet, like Google Scholar or, you know. And then we have print sources, which are journals, textbooks, and then further reference lists, which you search through hand. Obviously, hand searching, you're going through journals. Earlier it was like this, now everything is electronically only found. And gray literature, as we say, the unpublished literature, which again has databases and which includes conference proceedings, as I said earlier, and research funders also are those societies or research institutes which are funding you for the research, your clinical trials and other things. And maybe your studies are not published because you are conducting your searches. So you can find something in those societies. So reliable medical related search engines would be PubMed, a free platform to access Medline. Ovid is again not a free but a paid platform of Lippincott, Wolters Kluwer. Science Direct, Scopus and Embase is Elsevier publication, and again a paid one through which you can have access to all your searches. Web of Science is an online subscription-based scientific citation indexing service produced by the Institute for Scientific Information, as we call ISI. Then you have Cochrane Library, again a paid one, a subscribed one on Wiley platform, and Google Scholar is free, yes. So Web of Science looks like this. You need to register yourself. You need to sign in to work on your, citations and to see your citations. You can do your advanced search also through this Web of Science. And if you see on the right, you have the field tags as well as the Boolean operators called and or not, same, near. Can I use this as a marker? How do you use this as a marker?
You can use this point.
Pointer. I just want to tell them. See, you have the field tags here. Like when you do some advanced search here, you search here. See, it is giving you an example also. How you have to write along with the Boolean operators. Your NANOTUB. See, AU is the author, TI is the title, TS is the topic. So you need to write. ये क्या लिखा है? UB जो है देखना कहाँ है? UB है कहीं? क्यों नहीं है? देखो ना, नैनो ये स्टार मार्क्ड है and carbon. OTS दिया है, topic दिया है. देखो how you will write here in Web of Sciences, like you write like this. TS is the topic. That means he's writing nanotub. It could be nanotuberculosis. It can be nano anything else because it has truncation mark as star and carbon, not author. This. So it could be not from this author, any other author, but on this topic that you're searching. So this gives you the clarity as to how you have to write your search. And if you, and here you see restrict results by languages and document type. So you can always say you want in English language and what type of document you want. You want a published item, or you want exhibit review, or you want a full text article. So you have to search and you have to decide what you want exactly. And here in the second slide, it says you can combine your sets with and or. So this also gives you how you will make use of Boolean operators. So further going into the Gray literature resources, you have various other Gray literature sources which you can just note down. We have open access search engines like Directory of Open Access Journals, Open Science Directory, Free Medical Journals, iWire, Omni Medical Search, and MedBio World. So these are various few other search engines through which you can have access to your further. It's just an acknowledgements from wherever I picked up these. Just coming over exactly to what really needs to be seen when we say you need to do the search. It needs to be, how do you need to really build up the search strategy. When initially I said just simply writing your terms in English language as we write in Google Scholar will give you the right this thing, or is it that you need to build your search strategy? You really need to be focused. You need to understand the concept that you want to search for, then formulate a focused question, make use of Boolean operators, make use of standardized terminology while building your search strategy. So it's 5 steps: formulate a focused question, turn a focused question into a search by understanding the concept, search strategies by using Boolean operators, search sources both manually as well as electronically, and then finally evaluate your answers by making use of reference managers. These are the basic 5 steps to search, build up your search strategy. So how do you formulate a focus question? I'm sure earlier also while writing the systematic reviews, you must be aware about what PICO means or PICOT means. But for those who are just joining, I will just re-revise, and make them familiarize with what PICOT structure is. PICOT in systematic reviews means patient, problem, population, I for intervention, C for comparison, O for outcome, and T for time. Time is added recently, say for the past 2 years or so. This time schedule is also, incorporated into this. Otherwise, it was just PICO. According to PICO schedule, you need to write your systematic reviews as well as formulate your, search strategy. So according to health research, uses. It uses PCOT structure. This is according to the health sciences. But if you are into, say, School of Public Health, or maybe some social sciences research needs to be done, it according to PCOT, you can, we have SPICE structure according to the social science research. We have setting. SPICE is S for setting, P for population, I for intervention, C for comparison, and E for evaluation. This is how we formulate the search strategy. And just elaborating on it by giving you an example of PICO or PICOT. Is nicotine replacement therapy an effective and safe smoking cessation treatment in pregnant women? So P is population, or say patients are pregnant women. I is intervention, which means nicotine replacement therapy. C is comparison, which is not there. And O is safe smoking outcome. Outcome is safe smoking cessation. So this is how we construct the search according to PICO. And another example could be that randomized trial of vitamin D supplementation and risk of acute respiratory infection in school children. So here your population is school children. And I is intervention, that is vitamin D supplementation. And comparison of two groups, because you have randomized control trials as well as the other double-blinded, vitamin D. So what is the outcome? Whether vitamin D have the risks of acute respiratory infections? So that's how you broadly understand the concept and divide it according to the, and T would be time. Suppose it takes 2 years time for your study. So you will say time is 2 years. I hope I'm able to make you understand. Can I have your thumbs up? Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. So another example of SPICE that we say, people who are working on social sciences research, you, say the example I've taken is you are working in a funded project looking at the benefits of DOLA, a woman experienced in childbirth who provides continuous physical, emotional, and informational support to the mother before, during, and just after childbirth for low-income mothers. So your setting would be the developing world with comparable health system. Population would be low-income mothers. Intervention would be DOLA, lay support. And comparison would be the professional support or no support. And evaluation would be perceived levels of social support, birth outcomes, levels of breastfeeding, etc., etc. So that's how you need to actually understand the concept and divide and prepare your search strategy. Further elaborating on the developing of search strategy, the overview of how you start with your search strategy. You have to ask yourself, you state your topic as a question to focus your search. That is, you ask yourself, is my question too broad or too narrow? Then you define the need. What sort of and how much information do I need? Okay. Then you will identify the concepts. That is, what are the most important terms in my question? Then you will select the terms. What are some specific disciplines that you need to, or the specific, you can say the terms that you need, the standardized terminology. You will have to select those terms. The synonyms, the word spellings, your truncation marks to be used or not, your standardized terminology to be used through mesh or entry, or whatever thesauri that you have, the medical thesauri that you have, or maybe for social sciences we have Sears list, like, so you need to see that the standardized terminology to be used. You have to select those terms. Then you have to select your sources. Should I use tertiary sources, secondary sources, or primary sources? What is the best place to start with? Then your search. Am I searching efficiently? The search strategy that you have built is being searched properly? Are you making proper search strategy? The search string that you are doing, then the databases that you are using, whether it is manually being searched or whether you are doing it electronically. So things that you have to revise time and again. Then did I retrieve all the information that I required? If not, then how do you either rebuild your strategy, rebuild your search terms. And how will you do that? Manage the results. You will manage your results by making use of the reference managers. How do I get full text? You have to decide that also. Evaluate, can I trust this information? Is this a highly cited article? Again, Web of Science can help you whether this is most cited or not from the journal citation. So, did I answer my questions? Do you still need to do more information if you want? So, these are the 10 steps that you need to actually, follow step by step while conducting your search strategy. So, what you need to remember is that your question drives the search strategy. There is no one best way to search. Avoid one-stop searching to prevent biasness. So it's just a repetition for those who just joined in midway. So they can just pick up through this that you have to pick a search topic, divide topics into concepts, find words or subject headings, mesh entry to represent these concepts, combine concepts with and or not, and refine search with additional terms or limiting factors. Yet another example I am giving you to elaborate on it and make things simplify and even make you understand as to how synonyms could be used, and how these truncation marks can be used, So this is yet another example. So like you say, ask what health problems are associated with water pollution. So we have broadly water pollution as your term that needs this thing, and your health problems. So what is the need? What you need to decide, what is your need, whether you want scholarly primary research, you want tertiary or secondary research article. So you need to decide that. Then your main concepts is health, water, pollution, and you will select your terms. Broader term is health, and health related could be environmental degradation, agricultural management, or whatever health related terms are, you will make use of those. So synonyms could be health, illness, disease, etc. Water could be river, lake, sea, domestic water, etc. Pollution could be oil spills, chemicals, biological toxicity, etc. etc. And alternative spellings are none, but plurals could be river ka S bracket mein dal diya, lake ka S dal diya, diseases dala to S beech mein dal diya. Capital name, for example, you need to have some specific lake name or disease or region. So you can make use of the first letter, capital alphabet. So yet another example, say we have neoplasm as a subject, and you need to, we have alternative keywords like cancer, tumor, hormonal cancers, hematoma, cyst, carcinoma, benign neoplasms. So when you use the term neoplasm as it is, it will take all these, you have to decide which is the exact word that you want, exact keyword that you want. And these are the types of sources through which you have to decide that you need to retrieve information. So whether you want primary sources, which will cover conferences, journal articles, case reports, and your dissertations, your clinical trial protocols. Secondary interpretation would be indexing and abstracting services, your bibliographies, your meta-analysis, your reviews. And your tertiary sources would be the summaries and the general information like encyclopedias, dictionaries, reference books, textbooks. All these would be considered as tertiary sources. So under electronic sources, we have various evidence-based databases, we have various subject-specific databases, or the related disciplines. We have the various databases of related disciplines. Yet another example giving you about the search strategy formulation along with the synonyms and the concepts used. Earlier I gave you an example where you could use the synonyms. Now it is the concept formation example. Is aspirin effective in preventing a future heart attack in the elderly? So your concepts are aspirin, prevention, heart attack, and elderly. So various, terms with the concepts that you have to use. Aspirin, if you take, you have aspirin and You can alternatively make use of the term platelet aggregation inhibitor. Then prevention could be control also. And then heart attack could be myocardial infarct. Infarction bhi hota hai, infarct bhi likha hai. So if you observe that there are dollar signs here, these are the truncation marks. This truncation would mean aspirin है और aspirin के साथ कुछ और आगे आता हो, तो it's a search string. Term ending छोड़ दिया उसने, तो it will consider all those. इसी तरह हार्ट अटैक है तो इसके साथ भी अगर मानो कुछ आता होगा तो, या जैसे मायोकार्डियल इंफार्क्ट है तो इंफाक्शन है ना, तो इसमें भी इन्होंने जहां जहां टर्म एंडिंग के साथ कुछ और इलैबोरेट होता होगा तो उसने डॉलर साइन लगा दिया. These are called the truncation marks. These are called the truncation marks. ठीक है. और elderly है, elderly को हम elderly भी बोलते हैं, aged भी बोलते हैं. So it has taken these synonyms and alternative term. So आप क्या करते हो, पहले 1 सर्च करते हो, फिर 2 सर्च करते हो, फिर 3 सर्च करते हो, 4 सर्च करते हो, ऐसे सिंगल टर्म को आप सर्च करते हो, and then finally you combine them, number 1 or number 2, number 3 or number 4, like this, and finally what your searches come, then you combine your number 8 and number 9 and number 10 and number 11. So that will actually give you the exact results. So step by step, how you do is like this. So you're making use of Boolean operators also, and then you're also using the truncation marks, your synonyms and everything. So this is how you use your Boolean operators. So when you have to just search a single search or an author search, conduct a author search, you will do it in a basic search. Okay, no? You will do it in a basic search. And when you go in for the advanced search, you make use of these Boolean operators. Okay. I'm giving an example of how you make use of these Boolean operators when you combine the two terms or combine the two concepts with and. How you do is, just say hip and fracture, both terms must be present. So hip articles and fracture articles. So something which lie in between is which narrows your search. Hip will have say 3,000 articles, fracture will have 4,000 articles, but whatever comes in between will be reduced to small number. So vitamin D supplementation and children and acute respiratory infection. So this set will include both terms. So it narrows the search. Or will elaborate your search because it is search of either the terms, renal or kidney. So you have documents which has renal, which has kidney. So you have large number of record coming up because it has either terms. And not will give you, again, you want only one specified term. Child, not neonate, or child, not adolescent. So that gives you specificity of your search. You need to be clear. Child will include your from newborn to 5 years or 12 years, or you want adolescent as a child, or you want just the newborn. So child, not newborn, or child, not adolescent, or newborn, or neonate, not child. So newborn will have only just right from the birth till few months. So you have to be very clear in your search as to what term you want. So here comes the not, Boolean operator. So set will include records containing one term and not the other. So pig, not guinea. So that's how you make use of. So what are the other search techniques? We have reference chaining, hand searching, and relevance feedback. These 3 steps include actually reference chaining would mean you follow up the references from reference lists of relevant articles. Suppose when you do a search, you ask for a full text article, you have references later or we say bibliography at the end of the article. So from there also you search, the relevant related articles. So that's how you would say this is reference training. And hand searching would mean identify key journals in your field and browse them cover to cover. That's again your, this will be done again with the help of your relevant articles, your reference list, your bibliography. You just tick mark them and you go about searching the journals physically. And relevance feedback would mean where you search something and it shows you the C related records. And that will be done only during your indexing. So wherever suppose you go to a library and in a catalog you see and it refers you to C related record this. Suppose I say child allergy and he'll say कि child allergy से मैं ढूंढती तो आ रही हूँ child allergy, लेकिन वो related research तुम्हारे को हो सकता है वो कहे pulmonary, whether it is pulmonary related research allergy or whether it is some other allergy, maybe drug allergy. So that is a related record. So wherever it refers to, you have to see to those features also. So what are the truncation marks or the earlier where the dollar sign was used? So this is a database which features to support your natural language. Truncation and wildcards, as we say, where we use the star mark or the dollar sign, which is used to search for different word stems and word endings. For example, compute, computer could be computed, computers, computing. So that way, like we earlier had those, infarction or infarct or whatever. So that's how you make use of either the star. Some databases use star, some databases use dollar sign. So that depends on the database to database. And then you have alternate spellings where you find there is, like we say, pediatrics, P-A-E and P-E-D, anesthesia, A-N-A-E or A-N-E. So, the European and the UK English is a little different. So you have this variation of spelling. So you make use of this question mark. Like we say leukemia, it is A-E or E. So that is again the same thing. So this is alternate spellings, this thing. And then we have proximity and adjacency operators where we say okay, this adjacent to or near this. So the inverted commas or the brackets will give you two words consecutive, as one term. Like I have put this information literacy in commas, in quotes, or malaria parasite in this thing when you are joining it with and. Two terms, with and, Boolean operator and. So this will give you as one word. So wherever malaria parasite comes consecutive, it will pick up that. So those documents together. और अगर मैंने इंफॉर्मेशन लिटरेसी इकट्ठे ढूंढना है एज वन टर्म तो मैंने अकेली एक सिंगल टर्म में ढूंढा तो मैंने कोट्स में डाल दिया ताकि वो इंफॉर्मेशन लिटरेसी जो है इकट्ठा हो. हाँ, वो क्या है कि इंफॉर्मेशन लिटरेसी सिंगल मैंने सर्च किया, अब मैं इंफॉर्मेशन लिटरेसी को एंड एडल्ट करूंगी तो मैंने उसको कोट्स में डाल दिया. जब हम बुलियन ऑपरेटर के साथ यूज कर रहे हैं तो हमने कोट्स में डाल दिया, पर अगर हमने सिंगल इसको ढूंढ सर्च करना है मलेरिया पैरासाइट को तो हम कोट्स में डाल देंगे. पर अगर मैंने इसको इसके साथ एक और टर्म अटैच करनी है विद बुलियन ऑपरेटर देन आई विल पुट इट इन द कोट्स. So that's how you search. So in case you have too many hits, set your limits. Whether it is in English language or you want to full text or you want just clinical trials or you want just review articles that you have to see. And limits could be your language, your number of years, your terms, your article type, document type. These are the limits. Or make use of PubMed mesh subject headings to identify your other useful but frequently overlooked features of the PubMed database. Just mesh है ना, mesh is the standardized terminology that you need to use while conducting your search. So mesh जो है वो PubMed में ही another database है. actually PubMed, I am sure everybody must be using PubMed, and for any simple search that you are conducting, you must be going to PubMed itself. So PubMed, most of you must be using and must be very familiar with PubMed. So I really need not go to the details of the PubMed, but I will definitely cover up mesh, which is actually which most of the users are not aware. बिकॉज मैंने देखा है कि बहुत लोगों को स्टैंडर्डाइज टर्मिनोलॉजी का पता नहीं है. जैसे मैंने अब कहा, फॉर अ लेमैन लाइक मी वुड बी हार्ट अटैक, बट फॉर यू एज अ science or a medical field person, it will be myocardial infarction. So these standardized terminology needs to be used because it will give you the number of hits, different number of hits. कहीं हार्ट अटैक होगा यूज, कहीं मायोकार्डियल इंफार्क्शन. जब आप हार्ट अटैक लिखोगे, मायोकार्डियल इंफार्क्शन वाले वो रह जाएंगे आपके आर्टिकल्स, which could be relevant, you know. So you need to make use of the. So PubMed actually is being produced by National Library of Medicine, and it is part of National Institute of Health, and it's world's largest biomedical library. And PubMed actually is an index to world's biomedical literature. It also produces Medline Plus, which is useful for patient education. Clinicaltrials.gov is yet another database which is being produced by National Library of Medicine, and Toxinet, Popline. These are the other, databases which are being produced by PubMed, by National Library of Medicine on PubMed database itself. And the key features of Medline are that it can be searched for free, the primary component of PubMed. It is hosted on PubMed, and it is one of the best online medical database of its kind, and can be accessed by patients, medical professionals, drug specialists, lawyers. Anybody can access PubMed. And PubMed is Medline and much, much more. It's world's largest biomedical database, covering 5,200 journals indexed with worldwide coverage, and it covers all aspects of biosciences and healthcare, covering 30 million journal citations from 1950 to the present form from biomedical literature. It's updated daily, and the distinctive feature is that it records that the records are indexed with National Library of Medicine's controlled vocabulary called the MESH, medical subject headings. So this is the new interface of PubMed where you conduct your search, and this is the old interface. Here actually the old interface was very helpful for all those beginners because it has mesh. If you see here under more resources, you have mesh database. So a person doing here search can go directly open a new window here, in the mesh database. It also shows you the journals which are indexed in NCBI database. So indexed journals, which are indexed are here. The scholarly journals which are indexed in the National Library of Medicine NCBI database are also can be got from this place. You can go directly to the clinical trials from here. Clinical queries also can be, gone to. ठीक है, ये more resources और PubMed tools में ये सारे tools आ गए. Then using how do you use the PubMed, वो भी तुम्हें पता चल रहा है. This PubMed tutorials gives you. जहाँ आप अड़ जाते हो, you can go to PubMed tutorials. You will have each and every clarity of using PubMed. How do you use it by this? ठीक है. So what exactly is MESH? MESH is National Library Medicine's controlled vocabulary thesaurus used for indexing articles for PubMed. It is hierarchical structure from broad to specific terms. It translates common terms to MESH terms, and it contains 26,000 terms and is updated annually. And indexes assign approximately 10 to 12 MESH to each article, and is done at the level of specificity, like a tree. If you see this, when you see mesh, it shows a tree form. That means from broad to specific. These are the branches. Branches would mean the categories under which the subjects are being dealt with. Like it could be anatomy, it could be physiology, it could be chemistry, it could be medicine, it could be some surgical field, it could be pharmacokinetics, it could be drugs. So these are the different categories under which it is classified. So breast cancer, like it's, for example, breast cancer for a layman like me, it will be breast neoplasms for a medical person. Middle ear infections could be otitis media for yet another. Heart attack could be myocardial infarction. So these terms, synonymous terms, need to be, entered while constructing your searches. So these are mesh are grouped in family hierarchies called trees. And a tree represents each subject's relationship to the other subject heading. A tree progresses from a general broad term to a more specific term. ठीक है? मैंने जो बताना चाहा कि जैसे सपोज हम स्ट्रोक ढूंढ रहे हैं, अब ये स्ट्रोक डिजीज कैटेगरी में है, ये नर्वस सिस्टम के साथ है, या सेंट्रल नर्वस सिस्टम के साथ है, या ब्रेन डिजीज है, या सेरिब्रोवैस्कुलर डिसऑर्डर के साथ है, दैट यू हैव टू डिसाइड कि स्ट्रोक जो आप ले रहे हो या ब्रेन इंफार्क्शन जो ले रहे हो, ये किसके रिलेशन में ले रहे हो, आप अंडर विच कैटेगरी you want under diseases, whether you want it under nervous diseases में भी कैटेगरीज है, नर्वस सिस्टम के साथ या सेंट्रल नर्वस सिस्टम के साथ, या उससे भी ज्यादा स्पेसिफिक हो तो ब्रेन के साथ, और उससे भी ज्यादा है तो सेरिब्रोवैस्कुलर डिसऑर्डर के साथ. So this is how you connect your search. You have to decide the concept of your search, and then you say brain infarction. Under brain infarction also you see brain stem infarctions or cerebral infarction. प्लस का साइन का मतलब है ये फर्दर भी स्पेसिफिसिटी के लिए और जा सकता है. It could be further specified with any other term that you want. ये वाला जो प्लस साइन है would mean other further इसकी division. So that's how the tree forms, from a broad disease category to the specific. Yet another, giving an example, I'm taking the screenshots. I've just, say vitamin D डाला mesh में हमने, so it gives you 20 results, and vitamin D will have these alternative terms कि vitamin D की क्या है, एक तो यही है जो definition है, फिर ये इसमें भी क्या है, vitamin D का binding protein है कि deficiency है कि क्या चीज है. Suppose तुमने decide करना है कि क्या लेना है. Now if you decide your first only कि विटामिन डी एज दिस, ठीक है, तुमने इसको टिक किया और इसको फर्दर सर्च किया, तो क्या आया, आपके सब हेडिंग्स खुल गए. ये देखो, सब हेडिंग्स वुड मीन एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन एंड डोज, योर एडवर्ब, इसके साथ विटामिन डी मैश का लिया आपने जो टर्म जो फर्स्ट था उसको टिक किया, उसके साथ ये डेफिनेशन आ गई, प्लस इसके साथ रिलेटेड सब हेडिंग्स क्या चाहते हो आप, इसका विटामिन डी का ये अर्गो कैल्सीफेरॉल्स और कैल्सीफेरॉल्स जो भी है, ये सारा आप इसकी क्या इम्यूनोलॉजी देखना चाहते हैं, इकोनॉमिक्स देखना चाहते हो, डायग्नोस्टिक यूज देखना है, फार्माकोलॉजिकल देखना है, या क्या देखना है. सपोज मैंने फार्माकोलॉजी टिक कर दिया, ठीक है, फार्माकोलॉजी किया ना, देखो तो इसका क्या आया, फार्माकोलॉजी एक्शन क्या आया, इसमें ये बता दिया, विटामिन डी यहाँ आया. That means pharmacological action में bone density, vitamins का क्या रोल था, और ये chemicals and drugs कैटेगरी में आया, और ये steroids ये आपको एग्जैक्ट उसने बता दिया. सी यहाँ वो आपको recent activity भी बता रहा है, इसमें विटामिन डी लिया, आपने ये किया, इसमें मैश में देखा, उसने इतने आर्टिकल्स बता दिए, विटामिन डी का मैश का देखा तो 20 दे दिए, विटामिन डी मैश टर्म और ये वाला जो हमने फर्स्ट किया था, ठीक है ना, वो किया, और फिर उसके बाद ये वो जो एक्टिविटी में करती रही और इसमें आती रही, वो तुम्हारी रीसेंट एक्टिविटी राइट साइड में दिखाता है. हाँ, ठीक है, पर ये सेव तब कर सकते हो और उसको रीडू कर सकते हो अगर if you are registered in MyNCBI. So you have to sign in MyNCBI prior to conducting any of your searches in PubMed, because then only can you save and study your searches whenever you want to. So you need to register for once in NCBI, then sign out, and then re-sign in for conducting your and continuing with your searches. So how will you understand your mesh? During the search process, we will make number of decisions that will influence your search results. Which mesh to use, that is mesh term, mesh entry term, subheading, publication type, supplementary concept, or pharmacological action. So whether you want to explode here would mean broad, take it as broad term, or whether you want to focus your term, or whether you want to attach any subheading to your broader term. So that you have to decide while using your mesh term. So special features in PubMed is that you need to make use of limits, your related articles, your display features, print and save features, clinical queries, my NCBI, links to full text, and publication types. So these are the things that you need to take care of while doing your PubMed searches. What is my NCBI? My NCBI actually allows you to create automatic email alerts, save your searches and record, filter results by subject, and much more. Much more includes that you can save your citations, journal articles, books, meetings, patents, and presentations in my bibliography, and manage peer review articles. So that means one-time registration is required. So the major quick tips to remember while conducting your searches is that you look for full text icons, use the mesh database for official terms, subheadings and restrictions, use the tutorials in PubMed to become an expert searcher, use the limits button to narrow your search, which will help you decrease your number of hits. And click on PubMed's help button to learn about truncation, phrase searching, and more. Be aware that double quotes and the asterisk can retrieve different hits. Obviously, asterisk is for the term endings. And double quotes would mean you are searching for one term. So use the history button to combine and review searches. Capitalize Boolean operators and or not. Explore terms to increase or broaden the search. So finally, once you conduct your searches, by building your search strategy and following the above steps that are already been revised and re-revised and made simpler to make you understand, finally you come to the evaluation by making use of your reference managers called EndNote or Zotero. You can create your own bibliographies and save your searches according to whatever according to the style, that you need to save off, like they say, hum kehte hain ki Vancouver style, ACR, or maybe Harvard or Chicago style. So depending on whatever your institute asks you to save it, so you can always, and this is a facility now, when once you're using online, this system of online reference managers is really giving you, making things so easy for all of you. Otherwise, हमारे time तो everything was manual. हम लोग हाथ से bibliographies बनाते थे, कुछ करते थे. अब तो हर चीज it's all electronically done. So you need to actually evaluate finally whether you retrieved your articles right hits relevant way या नहीं हुए, whether your retrieval was non-relevant, then you will naturally eliminate your, अगर ज़्यादा non-relevant articles आ गए तो you will eliminate your those articles and redo the search strategy, add on or make use of alternative terms, कुछ उसमें करोगे, ठीक है. और अगर relevant आ जाते हैं तो well and good है. In case not retrieved relevant, like you use your reference list from key article to identify whether they are relevant or not relevant. And if in case they are not retrieved and they are not relevant also, so you leave them. Otherwise, you will to try to retrieve more relevant articles of your search. You need to actually re-revise your search strategy, build up again, make use of reference lists, things like this. This will help you to rebuild your finally, you will document your search, which will help you avoid duplication, allow replication in future. For example, date of search, sources, search, number of hits, and details of search strategy. ये आप सब कुछ सेव कर सकते हो, जब मैंने कहा माई NCBI में कर सकते हो, और जब तुम सर्च करते हो तो कैसे मैंने बताया राइट साइड पे कैसे सेव आता है. So you can always search, save them. And through reference management, that is EndNote or Zotero, you can always, build up your bibliographies. तो वो भी दोबारा से आप redo और एक बार पढ़ सकते हो. So it will help you as a guide of your topic for others also. So your various sources of help could be your local library, your databases, your web-based teaching materials, and then finally your librarian who is there to always assist you and help you out with the institute's subscribed e-resources as well as other manual and print form of. So by the end of this session, I'm sure you would be able to construct a searchable question, understand how to use mesh headings and why it is useful to do so, minimize false hits and save time, identify other useful but frequently overlooked features of the PubMed database. So finally, I'm sure you are happy constructing your searches, and you will be able to finally come up to your searches and finish off, and later on, in case of any query, you can ask your librarian. And otherwise here also you can ask.
They already asked one question. In PCODE, is the time the duration of study?
Yes. Yes, who's asked that?
Dr. Devasis.
Yes, time is the duration of your study. Or maybe like we say 2 years. You limit your study to 2 years time, say from 1919 to 2020, or maybe from 2018 to 2019, 1 year study. So that depends on your what topic you are taking and what time duration you want to study. So that is T is for time. Yes. Yes, sir. Yes.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah. Madam, I was under the impression that in the PCOT framework, the time is actually the time period of the intervention. Say, for example, we are carrying out a clinical trial, say vitamin D supplementation. So I was under the impression that time would be whether it will be from say for a period of 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 5 weeks, that way, instead of the.
Yes, this could be one aspect. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Time and again, I'm saying depending on your type of study, the concept that you are deciding, type of your study, obviously the intervention time, yes, the survival rate, whatever, that you have to decide. Your study will define whether it is intervention time or whether it is your study time. Obviously, the clinical trial would definitely mean this, the thing that you are saying. Definitely.
And I have one more query.
Yes.
Yeah, so I was wondering if there are databases that cater specifically to Indian literature, like LILACS is for Latin American countries. So do we have a database for Indian literature exclusively?
उसके लिए तो मेरे को देखना ही पड़ेगा गूगल पे ही जाके सर, इंडियन लिटरेचर का भी गूगल पे ही ढूंढना पड़ेगा कि इंडियन लिटरेचर का है या नहीं. वैसे यस, जो इंडियन लिटरेचर जैसे हमारे इंडियन पब्लिकेशंस है, इंडियन जर्नल्स है, हमारा एक NIC पे मेजिंड करके आता है, पब्लिकेशंस ऑफ इंडियन जर्नल्स. ठीक है, तो इंडियन में एक चीज और मैं बताऊं, जब आप सर्च करते हो पबमेड में ना, अगर आप इंडिया डालोगे, ज्योग्राफिकल उसमें इंडिया डालते हो, तो ऑब्वियसली इट विल गिव यू इंडियन स्टडीज. सो यू हैव टू सी व्हाट एग्जैक्टली यू वांट, बिकॉज इट इज नॉट नेसेसरी, कोई जरूरी तो नहीं. लाइक वन ऑफ say I can say that if I am collaborating with a person say in UK or something, तो हम लोग हो सकता है हमारी स्टडी पब्लिश हुई है यूके के किसी जर्नल में, ठीक है, तो पर डिपेंड करते हैं. और ये भी हो सकता है कोलैबोरेट कोई अमेरिकन कर रहा है हमारे साथ, तो हमने इंडियन जर्नल में किसी जिसका इम्पैक्ट फैक्टर ज्यादा है, इंडेक्स्ड है, वो है ना, it depends actually on the population कि कौन सी population आप ले रहे हो या patient population ले रहे हो. तो Indian studies या Indian database I will this query I will definitely परिणीता लिख ले please जरा Indian literature का. But definitely मैं ये कहूँगी कि Indian मेरे पास जितने भी लोग जो systematic review लिख रहे हैं ना, एक dental के हैं कोई consultant who's writing a systematic review on the teaching curriculum of some dental this thing. तो उसके लिए she is pertaining to Asian this thing, you know, Asia का वो. अब she was not able to find much of the studies, yes, but India as a geographical condition हमने डाला है उसमें search में as a term, ठीक है? तो उसमें limited, क्योंकि limiting factor India आ गया या एशिया में जो जो countries आ गई, तो उसमें number of studies अगर कम है तो कम मिलेगा. But defined databases Indian literature में तो MedInd you can note down that is MedInd और InMed करके आता है, that is related to the journals जो Indian journals published है वो they are catering to that. ठीक है? Thank you. I hope I am able to satisfy you. Thank you. और बोलो कुछ. Anything else? Any other query? Okay, done. Okay, thank you.
Okay.